Hi YouTubers. I just noticed my camera really picks up on the S sound, so I'm trying to fix it by putting the distance between the camera a little more and trying a different environment. I'm recording in my living room. It's a lot nicer, actually. I love my living room. Anyhow, this is probably like my millionth take, but even though it's the second post with my digital camera. I have been watching the posts online, and I may not be as active or as outspoken as most people, but I try to, from time to time, post text responses on other pages. But I think it's good for a change to do a video post. Um, and I'm trying to not use too many ums and ahs, but it's kind of hard because I'm a little shy, or camera shy. I watched Chris Crocker's latest post, and whew, it was pretty steamy, the kisses on the glass. But I understand where he's coming from with that. I understand he's trying to stress to love yourself, to have more respect for yourself. And if you love yourself and respect yourself, then you'll have more confidence and be able to deal with things differently than if you're timid or shy, which is something I try to work on as well. And I think we can learn a lot from that. I try to take the positive in everything. I try not to be too negative, and it's a good philosophy to live by, to try to be positive. And look at what is dumped out on our doorstep every day, especially on the television. When you turn on the news, I mean, it's mostly negativity. And it's so toxic. You can only imagine what that's doing to you mentally and inadvertently affecting you physically. So, I mean, even when you diet and exercise and you read the instructions, they actually tell you to be relaxed when you eat your meals and to breathe properly when you do your exercises, because it's all about positivity. You see it in everything that we do. It makes a big difference if you love and respect yourself and you maintain positivity. That it makes a phenomenal difference. A perfect example these days is the Patriot Act. I'm not bashing the Patriot Act. I understand the ideas behind it, that people are trying to protect their fellow Americans online, and people are trying to protect their children. But the internet has grown so exponentially and has gone so beyond our scope. It's like one person trying to control the universe. It's just something that's not going to happen overnight. I'm not trying to be down about it, but we have to look at it realistically. I think the best course of action right now is to educate people, to give them the tools to reason, to be self-aware, to protect themselves. You can't be there to physically monitor every single human being on the planet 24/7. To do that, we have to be 1-to-1 ratio. You may as well teach the individual. Like they say, you can give a man a fish and he can eat for a day, or you can teach the man to fish and feed his whole village. And if you want people to not be abused, or to not be scammed online, or to not have their hardware physically damaged by viruses and stuff like that, we have to educate. There's people out there that still don't know what a mouse is. There's people out there who still don't even know what mail forwarding is. We need to educate. And quite frankly, I think if you don't take a basics computer class, then you shouldn't own a computer. That should be a standard. And I know sales drive people, blah, 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 to get them to buy internet access, but I see it time and time again, and I'm sure fellow people out there who are in the e-profession would agree with me that they see salespeople sell them an internet account, to get online, and they don't even own a computer. I mean, that's a travesty, and that's not even getting the tip of the iceberg where we should begin, instead of being distracted by smoke and mirrors of what we're supposedly supposed to be focusing on. But I think the Patriot Act in itself could be drawn up a lot better and have more forethought put into it or actually currently we can put more thought into it and revamp it so that it includes stressing education. We need to educate our community. Like, obviously, you're not going to let a child go on an adult chat site that's more apt for them to be victims of predators or pedophiles. Obviously, you're not going to give a teenager a credit card, a mom and dad's credit card, and go on these over 18 sites because they're more apt to explore looking at, kink or pornography, the outlandish stuff online that you can't normally find, on a magazine rack. And then people want to yell and scream and point fingers at somebody. We really need to just be more realistic about ourselves, assert ourselves, not be as hesitant or as paranoid, and just, it's key that we teach each other how to deal with the situation currently, because this isn't the dark ages, this is the 21st century, and almost everything is done online. It's not going to go away overnight, and you can't just wish it to slow down. I mean, it is what it is. So, like I said, if we work with people, educate the people that don't know certain things, and get them caught up to date, like have volunteers to teach courses on basic internet skills, that's a help. I mean, there's some local, community colleges or, some small sponsored groups that actually go out of their way to help the elderly understand how to check their emails, which may sound very tiny, but it's a very big deal in this day and age where people feel, hesitant or hindered by all this, newfound technology. Kids take it for granted because they learn it in school, but what happens to the people that didn't grow up with that, You have to think about that and take that into consideration. And it all goes back to stemming from all that positivity that we need to put out there. If you don't help people or help one another, how do you expect to receive that back to yourself? I think one of my favorite movies that I saw recently was Pay Forward. It has Kevin Spacey in it. It's a really, really good movie. I saw that movie and it made me cry, seriously. And even though the person in the movie tried in vain to help 3 people, it wasn't totally in vain. Because if we go and we try to help 3 people, and once we try to impress upon 3 people, and so on and so forth, positivity, 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 eventually it's going to put a crack in that negative armor and spread and make a difference. But like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, there's not only as us fellow responsible adults, but as role models for other people, so that they have something to look forward to in the future. I mean, my goodness, I'm surprised at how many people these days commit suicide or get depressed or do crazy stuff like go shoot up people at, just negative, negative, negative. We need to take responsibility for all this collective negativity and start turning it around. I find most of the posts that I text reply to, I try to stress PLUR, standing for peace, love, unity, and respect, because those are very important things, and it doesn't offend sex, creed, religion when you say peace, love, unity, respect, because it is what it is. That's truly, truly important. And if I can impart at least something for people to think about, I would like to stress to put out there positivity. And I will try my best not to use ums and ers anymore because I'm a little shy on the camera. That's why I can avert my eyes. But I will work on that. Maybe you guys can help me with that. So I will leave this off on those notes and welcome any comments, whether they be good or bad, so that we can grow from them. Thanks, YouTubers, and peace.